the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Please be alert and be aware of all the dangers anywhere. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Stand your ground and speak out loud. Let the world know horns all around. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Danger, danger. Danger, danger. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining if you're watching the video. Appreciate it. We are working today on continuing the work on Zoy's hand. Now, I was having issues physically. I was in pain and I couldn't concentrate and I was making mistakes. So I had to stop and take a break. And that break took 4 days. Sorry. But it snowed today, the pressure's been relieved, and now I can work again. So, here we go. We're working on ZoyZoyHop hand, and when I was in here last, I changed the look of it while trying to rotate, and let's see, what did I was stretching it in and out like this, and somehow I made this finger section not look right. So let's try to reset it first, see if that's all it needs. I didn't fix it. Try resetting it here. No, let's reset the bone then. So we go to the bone layer and select that and reset. That's not what did it either, so let's go back. But this is normal. Why is it not going to normal? Oh. I'll bet it was the hand twist. When I was working in the hand twist, I changed that bone, I'll bet. Let's see here. There it is. It's right there. So when I move the bones around, oh, got it. Because when I change it, it rotates, but at the center I did not reset. And so we don't have the, it's flipping the finger. So here it is where the long part of the finger is down at the palm, and then as I rotate the hand upward, that finger has to flip so that the long part is here. So what I need to do is reset it at 32 so that it's normal here, and there we go. And the curves also need to be reset, obviously. And there we go. So now that hand will flip the up direction properly. From 32 to the top, it's fine. But from 32 to the bottom, it's not. So what I need to do is flip the finger as soon as we start past 32. So as soon as we get to 31, now I should flip the finger top to bottom. So I hit T and then flip it here, and it's a little off, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate it and bring it down to where it belongs. And now let's see what happens. There we go. So now the finger stays as a finger until right there it flips. From this one it flips to that one. So just a little bit of a flip, just like when the thumb flips. And so there we go. That fixes that problem on the hand finger control. So now I don't have a squashed finger when I bring the finger inward to the palm of the hand. So you can see here how that now looks like a finger folding inward somewhat. There's some comedic effect happening, of course, at each end. And of course we reset everything in the center. And just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and select it all and hit the transform points tool, and then reset all those points and reset all those curves. And again, this is not setting these positions, it is releasing them. And that is the trick of using the reset button in Moho, because as we're building these smart actions, we go to 32, which is my center. Okay, so to test the retraction in hand twist mode, what we have to do is in that finger control 1, we're going to go ahead and go to the bone layer, and we're going to manipulate the bone for the hand twist, and turn the hand up. And then we go to 32 and do it again, because at 32, okay, it's still there, and 64, it's still there. Okay, so good. So now we can test our finger coming in with the palm of the hand there in place. So we can see that it works good up until right there, and it crunches the finger down a little. So let's go in and fix that. We're going to go to the finger here, and then to 64. And I don't know why I have stuff here at 66. Let's move it there, maybe. Okay, so then we go here, and okay, so we can see that it's bulging out here from this point. So we hit T, grab this point, and we're basically halfway between the two extremes of the folding in. And we're just going to reset the curve on that point. Boom. Now that should keep it fairly close to where it needs to be. And then the rest of the way, oh, I see, it's folding over. Let's go ahead and reset it here as well. So now it should stay there. Yeah. And then I don't like how the knuckle here is going completely flat, so I'm going to hit T and grab just this one point and bring this knuckle to there. And it should also be accurate there. There we go, yes. So now we can go to the main line. Oops, I need to, no we can't. Before we go to the main line, we need to go back and turn the hand back to normal. And again, we do that on the bone layer. And we select the bone in question, and then we reset it. So it's not affected at all. And we can double check by going the whole length, and there we go. We've got the finger folding inward from the side view basically. And now we can go to the main line, and we get rid of this animation, and now we can start here, go to the bone layer and rotate the hand, and it rotates, and we can extend that finger, and the extension remains as we rotate. So, we didn't move the control bone with the rotation though. We should probably do that so that when we're working with these fingers, we know which one is which. So on this hand twist, when it's at the top, it's okay. So the tan one is the one we want at the bottom here. So we're going to transform the bone, and I'm going to get the hold of the bottom of the bone here. At this point, we grab inside that spot and hold shift, and now I can drag it straight down to where it's in line with the finger that we're controlling, and then we're going to move the yellow one to where the yellow one is, same way, just like that. So holding shift, I'm going to move yellow where it belongs and move gray back where it belongs, and then go to 32, and I'm just going to reset all these bones so they are in their proper places. So reset, 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 and now I choose none of the bones. And let's see here. So the yellow is going up with the yellow. Actually, let's, at 32, they're back to where they belong. So at 31, they should be at their opposite position, so that they're anticipating where the finger is in that side of the section. So move this one up and this one down. So now, there we go. Now I should be able to go to the main line, remove any animations that are already there, rotate the wrist, there's the gray in place, and there's the yellow. So now the gray is where that finger is, and now it's where that finger is. So as I move through, at this point, they flip. Okay? So that is finishing that finger. That finger works as it should. So now we're going to go to the thumb base. So now that we can rotate the hand, we're going to do that during inside here. We're going to manipulate the transform bone tool and bring it up so we can see how the thumb should be looking when it's facing up and facing down. That's down, that's up. So we're going to go to the thumb here. We're going to select all those points, and currently those points are stretched, so I'm going to reset them, and then the bone at the base has to be restored. So we got to go in close to this bone. You see this bone right here? I've shrank it very small, and so we're going to expand it. I don't know why my thumb is pointing down. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing, obviously. What did I grab? Part of the thumb. So redo, undo that, and we're still stretching this bone. As you can see, it's quite tiny at this point. This stretches our thumb parts to where they should be, except that this bone should be out here. Thumb should be looking normal now. So reset all the curvature. Did I stretch it? Something's wrong here. Let's see, what did I do to the thumb? Let's just reset everything here. Reset, reset, reset. Okay. Let's reset all these bones. So go to V bone layer, everything's in the right direction. I'm putting everything back. I'm going Control Z to back out of everything here. Okay. So here I am. I'm at the hand twist. The thumb is not moving with it, so we haven't done anything on the thumb. And the thumb base, it looks like I've done a little bit on it, but not much. Let's look at the actual parts. I haven't changed those any. Okay, so so 64, thumbs all the way back. So I haven't done anything with the thumb base. I can see that. It's just static and the bone's where it belongs. So on the hand twist, when we twist the hand up, I don't want that, I want this. When we twist the hand up, thumb to be pointed up. So we go to the bone at the base and make that large. So stretch this bone. And what I find funny is that doing it this way, this bone just stays skinny no matter what I do. Alright, so that brings the thumb to the right place. That's too high. Okay, I'm going to grab these and stretch them. Nope, nope, not that way. Just with stretch them upward. There we go. And bring it right to where this line is at the bones. So we're obviously not the right height on the height bone here. Let's bring this down to right there. So now the thumb's in the right place for pointing straight up. For being in center, then we reset everything back to normal. So we're going to select the thumb parts and reset them just like that. So now if we go beyond that, we're going to flip that thumb down just like that, and at 32 we want the bones reset as well. So let's go back to the bone layer, and this is the one we need to worry about. So we're just going to reset it. And now the thumb's exactly where it should be at the midway point. We flip, now it's going down. And here we would want it to also be flipped down. So we grab the thumb and flip it down, and then go to the bone and extend this bone down. So first we extend it up to its proper height, and this is why we can only see this in the animation layer, pointing downward, because we're actually going to bring it to its right position on the upward area, which is about right. No, that's too high again. So let's go here and look at the height, and I'm going to use my overlay and just put that line on a line there so I can match it, and then go back to here, and now we're just going to bring that bone to the exact same spot. And if I'm properly centered in the center of the bone here, now I can flip this bone, whoops, wrong way, boom, and now that thumb is pointing down, and I bet I don't need to reverse the actual parts. So let's go ahead and put those back like they were, here and here. Oops, that one. So now, yeah, from this to this, it's going down, but it's not, and this is going down. This, okay, wait. One should be up and one should be down. So, okay, I didn't reset the bone, so we're going to grab the bones, and at 32 we'll grab these bones here and reset all of them to be released. And apparently I have to manually reverse this bone. So I choose B for bone, select none, and then select that bone, and then we're going to flip it. Wrong one. Flip this way. There we go. So there's the up, there's the down, but it's not getting the finger all the way down there. So let's go to the thumb and grab a hold of this, stretch it out till it matches where the rotation is, where the bones meet. And there's our down pointing thumb, midway, and up pointing thumb. So very close, but it does look a slight bit off here. Maybe not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little different. So if you look at these 2 points here, when we flip it, they're not quite as far up as or down as they should be. So let's go to this bone and see if we can just stretch it in this direction just a little bit. And it's bringing it off over here too, though. So it looks like there's just a bit of distortion in the thumb. So let's go here, and we'll bring this in. And again, when we're building an action, any changes we make can be any animation. It doesn't matter. It's going to remember that as long as we release it at 32 to be unaltered. And so see, that point is selected. It's been moved. You'll watch when I do the reset. Maybe not. Let's grab the rest of them. So I'm going to grab all these points and then reset them. And apparently I didn't move much, so there we go. So now we're released at 32. No matter what happens, we can manipulate the thumb on other sections. So there's our hand twist. So now we want to go into the thumb base and make changes here for when we manipulate the base of the thumb. And we've already gone through the rotation of the base of the thumb, as you can see there. So what we need to do is rotate the hand so we can see what it looks like. So we're going to go to the bone layer and rotate the wrist up. We already have so there we go. And at 64 we want to make sure we're also up there. Alright, so now we can manipulate the thumb. Oh, we're on hand twist. We were on main line. We want to be in the thumb base and then rotate that. So there we go. So you can see the base of the thumb is doing something weird on me. Did I not reset this bone for the 32 position here? Let's see. Excuse me. So let's go here and reset. And in case this one got changed at all, we just reset and release it. So we move up to here. Oh, I see what's happening. Look, the lever for the hand twist here, somehow I've locked it. Let's see. We're gonna go back to the thumb base and just release it. There we go. And I don't think I had to set it here or here. No. Alright, so now we can go through the hand twist and make sure it's working right. Okay. Now we can go to the thumb base. And we want to rotate this up again. But the thumb is pointing the wrong direction. How is that happening? Oh, because we're not at the center. It's okay. I'm sorry. We're rotated down as it should be at this point. At this point, we release it to 0. So all these bones should be released at this point. So we're going to do that here. Just reset. And now we can manipulate the thumb in its movements here. So we go to the thumb and we select these 2 points right here, hit T, and we're going to rotate them down and bring them into contact with the thumb here, and as if the ball of the thumb is rolling up, balling up as it should be. And we can come back here like this, and we reset those points. So we just hit reset. And then as we continue on around, we don't want it to come all the way up to there. So we bring these points down like this and rotate them just a bit. And there's the ball of the thumb. Let's see how that works. Okay, that works well. And then we of course want to deal with the area between the thumb and the ball of the thumb here. So we just grab this point and drag it right to there, just on the other side. So now our thumb looks connected instead of disconnected. And at 32, we want to reset it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So at 32, we reset to normal. And then down here, it just comes to the ball of the hand like that. Now we're going to deal with the back of the thumb there. So when the thumb's all the way down here, we don't want this point to be disconnected. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up to here. Again, we're animating in the thumb base action. So as we go back to 0 or center, we would want to reset it. And that looks like it's perfect already, but we just go ahead and hit reset. That releases any changes we may have introduced. And I don't mean to be tracking the shadows. Let's go ahead and the onion skins, not shadows. So bring it all the way back to here. And at this point, we don't want the thumb coming into the palm of the hand. So we're going to bring this point just like that to bunch up near the point of contact. So there we go. And that works really well. So there's our thumb rotation. And so now we want to release our wrist bone. So we're going to go and select this bone and then choose to reset it. And now everything is back to normal, except we've got some changes in where the positioning is of the hand there. I should have moved these over to 64. There we go. And now when we go to 32, oh, we didn't release it here. We got to release that bone as well here. So let's grab that bone and reset it here as well. And then for good measure, we'll reset it at center. Even though it shows the right numbers, it's best just to make sure we released it. And now as you can see, everything looks as it should. We can now go to our animation layer. Whoops, remove the animation that we've got there now and test everything we've done. So we can now rotate the hand up, rotate the hand down, the thumb goes with it. It's able to be manipulated in the position all the way down to here and all the way back up to there. Same here. It's a little bit off. Yeah, a little bit off on there. So we probably need to reduce this length of this main bone here to get all that proper. So let's go into the thumb base again. And we need to activate the rotation downward so that we can actually see what's happening as the bone, whoops, grabbed the wrong thingy, as the bone rotates through, and we don't want it to lose that downward action here, so put it on here and here. So now we can see we're a bit off here as we move, as we move through our timeline. So let's see. Right here it looks good. Here it's a little off. So let's grab the thumb and we're going to grab this point and just bring it T to bring it in line right like that. And this one looks like it should be a little bit more like that. So now, how did I end up with these at 62? Alright, so now we can drag this around. It points into the thumb. Stays close to being connected. It's not quite right. Let's drag it to there. And drag this to here. back to the main, or no, we got to release the bone. This bone here, we want to reset. Reset. And reset. So there we go. Now we can go back to the main line. Remove these animation. And test our rotation of the wrist. So now we're pointing down. It's still off when it's pointing down when you go the full extreme. So I guess if you're pointing the hand down, you're going to have to stop right there. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see here. So it's the twist that we're getting too far out. So let's bring this in just a bit. And now let's test it. So we remove any animation we've had before, and then rotate the wrist. It's closer, but it's still not quite right. But the rotation of the tip of the thumb is very good. You can see we're staying connected there. Okay, so let's go back into the hand twist, and when it's pointing down, we're still too tall or too long on this bone here. So bring it to there. Test that. See, I'm still learning all this too. I'm not an expert. I'm just figuring things out, learning the software. So there we go. We got our hand thumb working. Can rotate down. There we go. Now it's connected. It's a little bit chunky still, but very close. So let's see. Rotate the hand the other way. It's about 2.5 arrows high difference. So let's go back the other way. Yeah, the bone's still too tall. Now okay, so that's working really well at the center point, and with animations in 2D, sometimes that's the best I can do. But it is working. We are getting the look we want. It's rotating quite well. So let's move on to the next finger, and that's going to be finger control 2. So we go into that action. We can already see, okay, we've already done this one, looks like. So let's turn them on and test everything. We can turn, oops, this onion skins off. Let's go to the main line. So it looks like that middle finger's broken a little. So, and the little finger is still got an issue there with its flipping. So let's go into that pinky. And it's the same thing we had with the main finger when I started all this. It's this part here is not flipping properly at 32. So if we go into that, and we need to be into that finger control, when we get to 32, reset those bones, and it's not doing it. I did this earlier. Oh, the hand twist. It's happening in the hand twist. So at 32, we want to reset in the hand twist. There we go. And the curve. And reset. There we are. And then at 31, it should be flipping. And so we grab just that section and flip it. And because the angle is a little off, we're going to bring it into proper alignment and reset the curvature. And reset the points. There we go. So now we double check to final rotation and see it's being flipped, so we got to flip it again. Or reset it. Let's try resetting. Oh, I didn't want to reset these points, just the rest of them. So T, shift to here, and then select all of it and flip it. Boom. And reset. Oh, don't want to reset those. I want to reset the curves. So reset the curvature. And points. No. No. It should be like that there. Okay. There. Does that fix it? Almost. So now we reset these curvature. Still going weird. Still going weird on me. Why is this? Oh. Flip it now. Alright, there we go. Now the finger curves and looks more proper, and let's take a little of that curve out here. And then on the middle finger, oh, the bone got moved somewhere. So let's see here. There it is, where it belongs, but now it's way off the center of the, it is off the center anyway. We're on the main line and we shouldn't be at 64 on the main line. We should be here at 0. Now, we can rotate the hand up and down. And that bone is moving in that rotation. So let's go to hand twist and grab the middle finger bone here. And we're just going to reset it. Okay. And 32. not the rotation. Maybe a little bit. Oh, I'll bet it's this. Let's see. No. Yep. Maybe. Nope. So there it is. There it was. It was there. Okay, now let's see. If we go back to the main line. So that's why it's important to reset every position at the midpoint so that we can ensure that we've got things right. So now we don't want any bones selected, and we're going to manipulate the wrist up and down. And again, we're not in the animation layer, so we cannot see the thumb going down because the bone reversal only happens when going down. And that bone is definitely the wrong length, but let's go ahead and test everything now. Looks like my forefinger is messing with things. Okay, so finger one control. Apparently I've done some things with other bones. It doesn't seem to be here. I'm going to go ahead and select all these bones and just reset them at every position. So I don't have the, no, I don't want to do that. No. I only want to do that at center. Okay, so it looks like somehow in this action I may have, no, it couldn't be. I just did a reset. Let's try here though. Select all three of these. There it is. That's what is it. So let me also grab not the yellow ones but the tan ones and reset those as well. Yep. That is why we have to do that, because it was definitely causing an issue. So now with yellow, yellow's moving down as well, so let's return this bone. So hit B for bone to get rid of connection to any bone. Pick up this one, hit T, and we want it right there. Alright, now the tan ones are moving as well here, so we're going to grab those and reset those. And we also can see that we're moving this one as well. So there we go. Alright, so now we should have everything working properly. Let's go to the main line, back out a little bit. We're going to just go to the animation layer, and now we can test the twist of the wrist, the fold of each finger, whether the fingers rotate properly when they're extended. And it looks like the little finger is not extended, so we need to extend the little finger, and it's definitely off. The middle finger is off for some reason on the centering, as is the forefinger. What did I do here? Let's go back to each one. So let's go and fix the pinky first. It's not extending out. Hide the other two. Maybe that's it. I've been hiding these while I work on one of them, and maybe I've been changing them accidentally while doing so. There we go. So pinky, and we want to stretch the bones. And I do want to do it to the yellow ones. So we stretch the finger there out and stretch the finger there out, and double check that the rotation point's where it should be. Looks good there. There's normal, and there's inside. So all we gotta do here is just return this bone's position back to normal, up and down. There we go. And so let's double check. And seems to fold in. Could flip over there, although that's quite extreme. Let's change that a little. So here, should be as close to being just a rounded circle portion right there. Alright, so now the middle finger, let's turn it on. Right now it's centered. Stretches and folds as it should. And finally this one. so we can see that when it's extended, this is no longer a circle or half circle, so let's bring that into right about there. And then as it shrinks, here we do a reset and inward as it should. Okay, so hand twist. I think this may be where I'm getting problems. So we want the rest state, all bones should be back to normal. So B for bones, select all these bones and reset them. Reset, reset, and reset. Then at this point, they just flip position, and at this point each of them should be, oh, I didn't fix the pinky, so let's fix the pinky here. These points. All right. Okay, so now we go to the main line. Remove this animation. Rotate the hand. Extend fingers. The little finger could be extended a little more. Forefinger could be brought down a little bit. The hand rotates. And the fingers rotate almost as they should. Why is this one still being off a bit? I'm not showing you anything. I've been doing all that without actually showing any information. Sorry about that. Well, then let me explain what's gone from before to this point. I am clearing the animation from the layer, which corrected, or from the document actually, which corrected the hand being off of the bone position from earlier. So I'm going to cut out all of this that came before so that I don't look so bad, because I left the video going with the greeting screen instead of the work screen. So we're working on the thumb of the hand, and I'm just testing everything out. So we're going to twist it up, check the thumb movement, and you can see it's just a bit off there. So we need to fix that. So we're going to clear all animation. That's where I was at from the document. And then we're going to go to the construction layer. And we're going to go into the hand thumb base. And then we're going to activate the twist of the hand like this, so that we can see at all three positions what the hand looks like when it's twisted fully up. And when it's fully up, then we can adjust all of the features of the thumb base. So the first thing we do is go to the thumb, and we look at this perfect circle that's not there. So Oh, that's right. I've squashed it, so when I reset, it's going to squash downward. So, how can I do this? Because I need it to be right there. I need it to be the same as this. We need it to be the same as this at the 64 position, right? Pretty much. I'm gonna redo this thumb, front and back. Let's just delete everything here. Make it the same size as this. Which is what we were originally before we squashed it. So that should work just like that. And it won't be that here, it'll only be that. Let's see, delete this. That's not going to work. So let's come to here. No, that's going to rotate down. It's got to be at 32. So we've got to make it that tall at 32 no matter what. That may be a problem with other features. So let's see what we can do with it. So we're going to put it right there. If I've got it right, it should be just in the very center of that. So now when we move back to here, okay, there we go. Now it's not distorted with the original short version of it. So what we can do is we start with these two. So I hold shift and click the second. Yep, we got to select them. There we go. These two, hit T, and we're going to rotate them down and bring them down to the palm. Then we're going to bring this point down to the palm so that it creates an unbroken line. And this we're going to bring up to the palm so that it is hidden by the palm. Then we're going to move through the center, and that works pretty good. At 32, we need to move this point up a bit. Then we come around and go down. And now at this point, we want to bring these 2 points. So we go G to grab these 2 points, hit T. We're going to rotate them around and then bring them down so it's the bottom of the ball of the thumb reacting to being squashed. You can only move that so far. So let's move that out a little there like that, and then let's see how it all looks. There we go. Now that looks to be working properly. So let's exit back to the main line, and now we should be able to move the tip of the thumb without it looking like it's a disconnected piece. There we go. So it's staying in line with the edges of the lower part of the thumb. Comes out a little bit there, doesn't it? So okay. So let's go back into the thumb base, and when it's turned all the way this way, now that we've got the thumb proper, I need to reset this bone to neutral and neutral and reset to neutral. Now, I think the hand is ready. So we can turn it upside down, right side up. We can rotate the thumb in and out. We can rotate the tip of the thumb. That's working. We can do the fingers. And they're all working. And everything moves with the hand wrist movement. And so next is to flip the fingers around and make it so that we can overlay whichever set of fingers we want when we want, and with an object in the hand as well. Okay, and go to the construction layer. So that's what it should be looking like. That is our at rest state. But if it's not doing that at 32 here, it's because the thumb base, I bet, is not reset at 32. And when we reset at 32, ta-da. So now we have everything working. And twists, well, it helps to be in the animation layer so we can see it go down. So bone layer, manipulate bone, hand up, hand down, thumb, fingers, tip of thumb, fingers, we can do the peace sign by spreading the fingers like this. Hey. And so looks like we can cross the fingers that way. So that's cool. When we twist the hand, it crosses the fingers because the middle finger doesn't actually flip sides. It's just staying as it was. So cool. So there we go. Next step is to do the reverse hand. Now for this, I created a chart after I calculated all the possibilities that we would want. Clear the document and we're going to save this as a new character. So save it as 16 actually, and then we're going to continue on. We're going to save as version 17. So we've saved up to this point at version 16. Should anything go wrong from here forward, we can always go back to this point and continue from here. So now I have a document called Three Finger Hand here, PNG, and this is a chart of how I need each finger to be laid out as I set up these fingers. So this makes it easy for me to get everything laid out properly. So we need to move this layer. Oh, we're going to go to the construction layer here. Let's get rid of that. And we'll move this on over. So we're going to start here with 64 positions, which is my standard. So we're starting at 1, using every other one. Every other one makes the change to the hand. So we've got 32 changes basically. So this is the first finger, second finger, pinky finger, thumb, and palm. And the order in which they need to be here in the hand, which I have set to be layer controlled. So we can go to depth sort and we're going to enable animated layer order. This allows us to change the order during animation and during an action. So you have to do this to change this during an action, but it also lets you change it during animation. So if you wanted to come in and change these manually during an animation, you could do so. But I'd rather set it up on a lever that takes care of it for me just by choosing the one I need. It's a bit of work to set it up, yes, but eventually we end up with exactly what we need. So the way we change whether we're looking at the palm of the hand or the back of the hand is just where the palm ends up, because the lines for the thumb in the palm of the hand are part of the thumb, not the palm of the hand. So when we drew the character, you would think, naturally you would want to go and say, this line here is in the palm of the hand, so we should make it part of the palm of the hand. But by making it part of the thumb, if we move the palm in front of the thumb, that line disappears, but the thumb functions just as it did before. So that's what we're doing here. So we're going to bring this down to where we can work with it. And we're going to go into our bone layer. We're going to go to our reverse hand action, which we have already set up as a command, but not for functionality yet. It's this blue bone here that we've got a hold of that we're going to work with. So at the 1 position, we want it rotated as far left as it can go, which is the 1 position, and then at 64 for as far right as it will go, which is the minus 30 or 32 minus 32. So over here would be minus 32, over here is 32. That gives us our 64 positions. So we're going to go to number 1. And when we're at number 1, we want the hand to be laid out with the palm. Let's see, we're looking at, we want to be here on number 1. So let's move this over a bit for the moment. All right. So now in this hand, for the hand, reverse hand, okay, at position 1, we want 1, 2, 3 thumb pinky. So we want forefinger, middle finger, pinky, thumb, and let's put object in hand between the thumb and the pinky. So that puts it on top of the thumb in this case. No, let's put it between the palm and the thumb so that the thumb is on top of the object. There we go. That way the thumb can grip it in most cases. So we're going to put object in hand just above the palm for most situations. We're just going to leave it right there. We don't need it turned on to see it. It's just an added layer that we can put things in. Right now there's a ball there, but we can put any object there. So that's why I named it object in hand. So we want 1, 2, 3 thumb palm. 1, 2, 3 thumb palm. Then we're going to move to position 3. And at this point we want 2, 1, 3 thumb palm. So we want the middle finger, then the forefinger, then the pinky, then the thumb, then the object, then the palm. Then we're going to move to 5, and we want it to be 3, 1, 2. So we go pinky, forefinger, middle finger, thumb, object, palm. And we can move back and forth in our timeline here, and you can see how it is actually moving those layers for whichever position we're in the timeline on this action. So we're going to go to number 7, and that one needs to be 1, 3, 2 thumb palm. So 1 would be forefinger, pinky, 3, 2 thumb, and palm. Then we're going to move to 9, and we want 2, 3, 1. So we go middle, 2, then pinky, then forefinger, then thumb, object, palm. And then finally we move to 11, and we want 3, 2, 1. So we move the pinky to the top, and we've got 3, 2, 1, thumb, object, palm. And we just continue like this and program each position for all 32 different possibilities. So now we want first, middle, then we want the thumb, then the pinky, then the palm. And the object in hand, of course, stays with the palm. So then to 15. And we want 2, 1, thumb 3. So 2, 1, thumb 3. The next one is going to be 3, 1, thumb 2. So 3, 1, thumb 2. 3, 1, thumb 2. Then we move to 19. And we want 1, 3, thumb 2. So 1, 3, thumb 2. Then we move to 21. And we want 2, 3, thumb 1. So 2, 3, thumb 1. Okay? 2, 3, thumb 1. Then we move to 23. And 3, 2, thumb 1. So 3, 2, thumb 1. Then 25. And we do 1, thumb, 2, 3. So 4 finger, thumb, 2, 3, so middle, pinky. Alright, then we go to 27. And it's 2 thumb, 1, 3. So middle thumb, and then 1, 3. Middle thumb, 1, 3. 29 is 3 thumb, 1, 2. So 3 thumb, 1, 2. And now we get to 31. And as you know, 32 is my reset point. And so we're going to use the next 4 points for our center reset. So at this point, we would reset all these back to normal, but we can't use reset on the thumb positions. At least I have not figured a way out to do it other than putting it that way here. So we're now going to thumb 1, 2, 3 palm. So thumb 1, 2, 3 palm. And it stays that way through 35. So those 4 points will all be the thumb 1, 2, 3 palm, which also occurs here at 41. And that's because we don't recreate the entire back of the hand positions. We only need the fingers overlaying when you can see them sticking out past the palm of the hand. So where this portion is half actually, this first, Control Z, the first 3 groupings here from 1 through 32 is the first half, then 35 through 63 is the second half, but there's more things happening in the first half up to 51. I've stretched it over to here. So anyway, it took me a while to figure this chart out, which is why I made the chart, because it's the only way to do this right and get everything working. So we're going to move on to 35, and we're just going to make sure we're still thumb 1, 2, 3 palm. Okay, then we're going to move to 37, and now we go back to our other pattern. So it's 1 thumb, so 4 finger thumb, then pinky middle. So we bring pinky up and then the middle. And then 39 is 3 thumb, 2, 1. So 3 thumb, 2, 1, right? Yes. So now we're at 41, and we're back to what we've got for the center again, which is thumb first, then 1, 2, 3. So pinky comes down and 4 finger goes up. Alright, then we go to 43, and we've got thumb 2, 1, 3. So thumb 2, 1, 3. Then 45. We want thumb 3, 1, 2. So thumb 3, 1, 2. Then 47 is thumb 1, 3, 2. So thumb 1, 3, 2. And then 49, thumb 2, 3, 1. Thumb 2, 3, 1. Then 51 is thumb 3, 2, 1. So thumb 3, 2, 1. And now we go to the other half, but we only need the first group of the other half, and that is where the palm is on top. So instead of doing all these sections of palm on top, we only need one section of palm on top, because these patterns of finger overlays occurs again and again and again. So we are going to simply finish off with these 6 to complete the process. So we're at 53 now, and we're going to bring the palm over the object. The object's going to stay right where it's at. The palm's going to be on top. Then we want 1, 2, 3 thumb. So thumb goes to on top of the object, because it won't matter. The object will be behind the palm of the hand, so will most of the thumb. Then 1, 2, 3. So we had everything exactly backwards there. So palm, forefinger, middle, pinky, thumb. Palm, forefinger, middle, pinky, thumb. So to do this with a four-fingered hand, you would add quite a bit of complexity. So another full level of overlaps make it a lot harder to do this. But it could be done. You can create an action that has 124, 128 positions. Sorry, 128 positions. All right, so the next one is 53, 55. So 55, palm 2, 1, 3. So palm 2, 1, 3, thumb. And then palm 3, 1, 2. So palm 3, 1, 2. Then 59 is palm 1, 3, 2. So palm 1, 3, 2. And then 61, we've got palm 2, 3, 1. So palm 2, 3, 1. And finally 63 is palm 3, 2, 1. So palm 3, 2, 1. There we go. So now we've completed our reversing of our hand. So if we go to our main line, we can now hide the finger chart, and we're going to go to the bone layer, and we're going to grab the rotate palm, and now we can overlap, see the back of the hand and the front of the hand. Now what you don't see happening is the overlaying of the different fingers. To see that, we need to bring these fingers in, so they're pointing into the palm of the hand. So now you can see they're all behind the palm. So we can reverse that. So now we're looking at the palm of the hand with all 3 fingers. And as we move the thumb down over those fingers, we can watch as the values change. We're barely going to get all 3 fingers covered. So let's turn them inward a bit here like this. This will also let us see how they're overlapping with each other. So right now you can see that 1 is overlapping 2, is overlapping 3, is overlapping the thumb. But we can start moving, and now we've got the middle finger over the other 4, the other 3. Then the 2 outside fingers over the middle finger and thumb. Then the middle finger over all 4. then the little finger over, and so on, and we can get every possible combination with the thumb over any pattern of fingers that we need to produce whatever hand grip we're looking for. And then of course we get to behind, and now those fingers are all overlapping, but they would be overlapping out in extension. So let's extend them out like this, and then overlap them here. So we can do this and this. So we're now overlapping the middle finger, so you can see how those are changing as we change, regardless whether the palm or not. We can get every possible finger overlap out of this hand. And that completes the rigging of ZoyZoyHop's hand for extreme rigging of being able to pose the hand into any shape and manner that we really want. We can literally produce any on the fly, just about any, not every, but any, just about any possible grip situation. And we can also turn on the object in hand, and as you can see, it's definitely behind the fingers improperly, but we can move all of these. Actually, the object isn't moving. I should move the object with the thumb, huh? Let's do that. I think that's what I need to do. So we're going to go back into the reverse hand, and we're going to go back into this hand. So you can see here the actions for the changing. So you can reset how these are laid out by highlighting and deleting all of these actions here. But that's the only way to reset them. You have to come into the hand layer where they're reshuffled and change things. So let's go through and let's see. At 7, let's watch the object in hand move. Or let's watch the thumb move. So yeah, as the thumb moves, let's move the object in hand. So, okay, so that's out. So here's the thumb, thumb, thumb. Okay, the thumb moved, so now we're going to move the object in hand over the pinky. And then continue till the thumb, oh, and we want it, it's got to be there on every instance. So we're going to have to move it on top of the pinky there, or whatever finger ends up in the bottom here. So every time this moves, we've got to put it back. Just want to follow the thumb. I remember doing this on the other hand. I just forgot to include it in the layout on my chart, because I came up with this after I made the chart. Oh, now we need to be up here with the thumb. So just follow the thumb is all we need to do. I was thinking we wanted to keep the object on the palm, but I think just being there in the thumb, with the thumb, wherever the thumb ends up. So here, okay. Oops. once the palm flips, we really don't need to change all this either. So right here, we're done. We don't need to do any further. So let's go back out to the main line. And we can now adjust from the bone layer. We can now adjust how those fingers lay on top of that ball. And that comes into play because when we want to bend the finger in like this, we want to have that one finger gripping the ball, we can do that. We just need to find the right position and then get the finger in the right position. So obviously the ball's too big. We're going to need to change the size of the object in hand, and then everything will work. So yes, we can do a lot. We can't do everything. And as you can see, the palm of the thumb there is still on top of the ball. And so as an animator, you're going to have to adjust for whether you want that looking like that or not. So there we go. That's how you make a hand that is very responsive and can be posed into practically any pose. Not any pose, but practically any pose. And you can put objects in the hand and get the fingers all underneath of the object like that. And we could even go so far as to put go in and change one of the last objects into where the thumb, it has the object on top of the thumb. But if it gets that difficult, we can just add another object and put it outside the hand, which you're going to probably need to do anyway to transfer items out of the hand. So anyway, there we go. That's the end of how to make ZoyZoyHop's hand. I am now going to go ahead and do the other two hands, which means I'll get very good at doing this. And when I'm done, I will come back and we will begin rigging the rest of the character.
Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Watch for the things that cause alarm. Watch for the one that would do you harm. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Please be alert and be aware of all the dangers anywhere. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Stand your ground and speak out loud. Let the world know harm's all around. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that lives next door. Danger, danger, could be a stranger, could be the one that you adore. Danger, danger.